This is what's happening in the LSC Now. I'm Travis Whipple, joined by Commissioner Stan Wagnon. Softball preseason polls just released, as well as Pitcher of the Year and Player of the Year. Let's move right into the polls. A very tight race when you look at the softball race. Angelo State University did come out at number one in the poll, but they're followed closely by Incarnate Word, West Texas A&M, and Midwestern, who had the most first place votes.
Yeah, Travis, when I look at this poll, I just think it's a good indication of the type of softball that's played in this league. You know, I didn't have a vote in this poll, but I certainly don't know that I would have tried to break the tie between those four teams anyway. So, Angelo State and Incarnate Word came out 1 and 2. They shared the South Division title last year in the regular season, so I think that's a fitting place for them to start the years, right there side by side at the top. And then West Texas A&M, who's picked just behind them in third, went on to win the Lone Star Conference Championship last year with a great performance in the tournament. Also advanced to the regional, and so certainly they're very deserving of being up there. And then Midwestern State, who you mentioned, had the most first place votes, but ended up fourth in the total points. They arguably had the best finish to the year, as they ended up with 54 victories. They advanced, got knocked off in the conference tournament, but came back, won the regional, won the super regional, advanced into the World Series, picked up 2 victories there before bowing out. And so certainly Midwestern State, even though they're picked fourth, is very capable of being recognized at the very top of our conference.
And then 5, 6, and 7, Texas Women's, ACU, and Tarleton.
Yeah, I think Texas Women's being picked fifth, to me, speaks volumes about the quality of softball that we have. Texas Women's is a team that won 30 ball games last year. They return the person who led the league in batting average last year. And so anytime you have a team that had that type of success, returns that type of personnel, and they're picked fifth in the conference, that just goes to show you what type of softball is being played. And so certainly as you go down from there, the teams that are picked fifth, 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever it is, they're going to have a chance to have a say in things when it comes down to it. Certainly we have an 8-team tournament, and any of these teams that we talk about, if they can get in that bracket, I feel confident that the quality is there, that they can get out of it and represent the conference in the postseason.
Absolutely, and you mentioned 8, 9, and 10, Cameron, Kingsville, and then Eastern New Mexico in that 10th spot. So they're all vying for those spots to get into the tournament. Moving on, preseason player of the year, Vrazel from Texas Women's University.
Yeah, Bailey Vrazel's been picked as a preseason player. She's the one I mentioned earlier. She led the conference in batting average last year. I think she hit .423 at the plate. Led the entire country with 74 stolen bases, and so certainly she's an elite type player. And there's no surprise that our coaches and our sports information directors and media members are expecting a big year out of her this year.
Absolutely, and did all that last year as a freshman. Tremendous. And preseason pitcher of the year, Brianna Sanchez from University of the Incarnate Word.
Yeah, Brianna had another player that had a great year last year. She won 21 ball games in the circle for the Cardinals. She had a 1.89 earned run average, and then I think she piled up 267 strikeouts. And so very solid campaign for her last year. And again, high expectations to have another solid season this year.
And a little bit of a change in the tournament format, moving to a predetermined site on one of our campuses, and it's Texas Women's University this year hosting.
That's right. Texas Women's will host this event up in Denton on their campus. Their field's been recognized as the best facility in the country, or the best playing field in the country, and so I think that'll be a special treat for our teams to be able to contest for a championship on such a high-quality venue. We are going to go to a single elimination bracket, and so that will change the dynamics a little bit. Friday, we'll have 4 quarterfinal games, and then Saturday, we'll have 2 semifinal games in the afternoon and the championship game that night. So it's not going to be a long, drawn-out softball tournament. You're going to have have to make the most of your opportunity, because it's a single elimination tournament. We think in the long run that maybe that will help protect some of our better teams as it relates to playoff selection. If they have a great season, they get to the tournament, and let's say they have an off weekend, then the most they're going to do is lose 1 game to a quality team from our conference. And so we feel like it still provides an opportunity for someone to play their way into the postseason, but also protect some of those teams who have done the most all year to get there.
Absolutely, should be a great season and tournament. This is what's happening in the LSC Now.